What would you do?
I think there are a number of things you can do. I think VAT is certainly something to consider. But as I said, it's not very well targeted, certainly not targeted towards lower income households. There's things like widening eligibility of certain schemes, things like the warm homes discount, things like cold weather payments. People that are in receipt of certain benefits get £25 when the temperature plunges to a certain level. That £25 hasn't increased since 2008. So I think there's scope for that. And you extend, I think, the government should look very closely at extending winter fuel payments to make sure that those that are eligible for that cold weather payment could also be eligible for that winter fuel payment. If you paid the average of that, about £200, that would really help. And actually, relatively speaking, Alistair, we're talking big money here. It would only cost £1.5 billion of taxpayers' money. And that taxpayers' money would be very well targeted to those who are at real risk of being in fuel poverty, who can't afford to heat their homes this winter.
If Ofgem, come April, say that the cap is going to be around about £2,000, £100 for the winter fuel allowance, a couple of hundred extra on weather payments and what have you, brutally, Ian, that's peanuts compared to what poorer people are going to face.
Exactly. So you need to have a short, a medium and a long-term solution to this crisis. And it is a crisis. Now, I fully appreciate and respect the government is fighting battles on numerous fronts. You know, we all know about what's happening with COVID and rises in incidences of the new variant. But this is a crisis. So the short term, in January at the latest, the Secretary of State for Business has to come forward with concrete proposals to help safeguard households and their energy bills. But you were hinting at with your line of questioning, Alistair, to Robert, the market's broken. The market is not working for consumers. So you need to have a medium and long-term solution to this. We've been here time and time again. You know, we're a cold island on the northern fringes of Europe. We need to do something about insulation of our homes. So that's the medium-term priority, to make sure that many of our homes, and particularly if you live in low-income households, you're more likely to have really damp and drafty houses. You need to do something about that. But actually, what you also need to do, Alistair, and this links into what I was saying before, you need to invest in the long term in making us less reliant on foreign powers when it comes to our energy supply. That means increasing quite considerably investment in renewables, in clean tech, and actually in nuclear. My former constituency has a nuclear power station. Nuclear provides about a fifth, about 20% of our energy, our electricity needs. But within a matter of 2 or 3 years, half of that capacity will go offline because nuclear power stations are coming to the end of their life. That's not acceptable. And we need to make sure that we're investing and seeing nuclear as part of the solution towards a net zero future as well.